Day 4. Good evening, my friends, and welcome to episode 4 of Blueprince. Well, last time out we didn't make as much progress as we would have liked. We got ourselves a little bit stuck with the bunk room not giving us a suitable exit strategy. This time, however, we're actually going to start by going to the orchard, I think, and we're going to see if we can see any clues over there. Okay, so let's come out this way. Now that's just locked, isn't it? I think it's over here. It would have been funny if you could just walk through this small bush to be able to get round the side of the house. That would have been funny. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the orchard is over here. Like, we still are kind of planning on get some gold, go to the commissary, get a sledgehammer. And that is presumably going to sort of help us out a bit. Ah, now look, the tree from the photograph... The tree from the photograph is gone. The one with the heart on it. I think we might need the magnifying glass to look at these pictures in more detail, right? We've got this picture here, and there's also a picture where Mr. Sinclair is indeed holding a memo, which we might be able to see. I'm interested to see if this... if you put in 1208 on this one, whether that opens anything for us. Nope. So, the date on the coat of arms remains a mystery. Well, let's head back to the house. We've spent a few steps. We'll head back to the house and see how this run goes. Now, how do we feel about an alternative strategy this time? We just go straight forward, and we keep going straight forward until we can't go forward anymore. Yeah. Alternate strat. Corridor is certainly tempting, but straightforward doesn't necessarily mean we have to be literally straightforward. Like, I'm not going to turn down having 4 coins. This note, apples, bananas, oranges, is always the same. Yeah, 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. Always the same. Happy to take a key. Because this also gets us pointing in the right direction again. Corridor I'm fine with. Keeps us going in the right direction. Get up to rank 3 nice and quick. And then, what do we have? I kind of like hallway because... Well, I'll tell you why in a second. Right? Rank 4 on the west wing. Okay. Rank 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, West Wing Hall. This has appeared twice. I have a feeling West Wing Hall is always available in this. Now, if you recall last episode, I made a comment about the Queen of Diamonds being in the utility closet. And I'm kind of interested to see if the art that we see actually depends on the location you are rather than the room you're in. So I want the hallway because I'm interested to find out, do I get offered West Wing Hall from here? Do I get offered West Wing Hall here? And whether I am or not, is the Queen of Diamonds a piece of art here? Oh, so I don't get offered West Wing Hall. Ah, I don't have any gems. I don't have any gems, so we're going to go to the parlor, and we're going to go and do the parlor puzzle. So what do we got this time? This statement appears on another box. This statement appears on another box, so that is true, and that is true. The blue box is empty. Must be false. Because for this statement appears on another box, that's true and that's true, and one box has to be false. So the blue box is empty, must be false. So the blue box has the gems in it. Okay, if we get the garage now, I'll be quite happy. I guess we'll use the key. Veranda gives us greater chance of finding items in green rooms. It requires 2 gems, but we've never been there before. Or we just take the bedroom. I think I'm happy to take the bedroom here. I want to sort of protect my gems a little bit. I mean, Reddington being a reference to Red Town. The first time you enter each bedroom with the sleep mask, gain 5. Well, we won't bother to try and cheese that right now, because it's very likely we'll have to backtrack at some point. Do you think those scuff marks are a clue? It's hard to tell because of the art style, isn't it? Right, so we can either use our 2 gems to pay for passageway, or we're at a dead end. Well, I think I'd rather be able to keep moving. Now that's all boarded up. I think we just keep going upwards, keep going upwards. Locked. No keys. Locked. Okay, well, we get our 5 steps from our sleep mask, right? Back to the hallway. Well, we don't have the gems for that. Guest bedroom will give us plenty of steps to be able to go entrance hall, and then we can dump some stuff into this corner. Maybe try and get closet. Guest bedroom is probably maybe nicer than doing spare room, because maybe we want spare room to be coming up from here. So let's hit up guest bedroom, because we get loads of steps as a result of that. And it's going to give us a key card. Well, that's handy for sure. Okay, we're going to go right back now to the entrance hall. Oh, wait, shoot. I forgot to check. Do we have Queen of Diamonds in here? Very, very swiftly. Is the Queen of Diamonds represented here? Yeah, it is. It is. So that's definitely a thing. Do you know what? That's also the first chess piece I've noticed which is black rather than white. Okay. So every room has got art in it, but the art is actually representative of where the room is, not what the room is. Commissary's great, but we don't have the gems. So let's take the den, because the den will give us the gem if it were to crop up again later. Man, that crowbar would be handy right now. Hello. The trunk is locked. I don't think we've ever drafted kitchen before, but do I want to spend a gem with food for sale? I think I'd be more happy taking the utility. No, not utility, but, well, yeah, you know what I mean. The breaker room. Still not sure what these VAC indicators are meaning, but yeah. Oh, we've not been to the dark room yet, so it's not tripped off. So we're going to have to come back here later if we want the power to come back on in the dark room. Fine. Yeah, previously I've always ended up at the dark room first before getting the utility closet. Okay, definitely dark room. This could end the run very swiftly. But on the other hand, getting dark room so close to the utility cupboard to enable it to trip back on is kinda handy. This also means if we pick up a magnifying glass, we know exactly where we need to go. So I'm having a little look around because the last time we were in the dark room, we did actually find, like, an item, right? We need the magnifying glass to look at that. Ah, lockpicks. That's what we have. Okay, I'm sort of happy with that. Let's try the corner first. Oh! What do you think launder currency does? Or alternatively, we can have laboratory. Experimental house features. Let's take laboratory because it's got the extra exit. So with the dark room, if you turn the lights back on in the dark room, you can see what you're drafting. That's very handy. Heating and cooling curves. Okay. That's kind of different to how I remember that graph looking. Because you have the latent heat of fusion, you know, usually when you warm ice up, and then as you apply more heat to the ice will stay the same temperature as it melts, and then it will warm up. So you kind of get a little... I mean, it does kind of look a bit like this, but this point, I think, is flatter usually. Like, you have, like, a period where you are applying energy to the system, You're applying energy to the system, but the temperature is not changing. Because the energy is going into... melting rather than to warming. These are not two missing elements. These are where these elements live. As far as I can see, that is indeed just a standard periodic table. I don't see anything unusual about that. But presumably, its inclusion in the game is more of an indication that you must use it for a puzzle, and the game doesn't want to have to rely on you, you know, going and finding a periodic table from somewhere, because, you know, that maybe would be a bit harsh. I typically work over at Thinky Labs, but got sent over here for a month to assist more with the new turbine tests. I think I need some help. For the past 3 days, I've been unable to find the laboratory on the estate. Today was the first success on that front. Can anyone tell me if this is typical, and if so, how do you get any work done? Before I arrived, I was briefed on the way the doors work, but I must admit I did not expect to be excluded from my new workstation for the first week. Any tips from my fellow technicians would be appreciated. From Kimberly Thompson. I don't think there are any clues in this. Well, you know, the game, because of the roguelike nature of the game, if you see a clue and don't realise it's a clue, you have an undetermined period of time before you can ever even access that clue again. Hang on, before we go into the computer, what do we have here? Effective immediately, electronic mail can only be accessed via the security terminal. Well, that presumably is a lie. Just adding that to the board. So we can access that from any terminal, presumably? Oh, hello. Now, I tell you what, right? If you gave that as a clue without providing the table, that would be, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pew. So let's have a look. Pew. Push. TH. Push. E. EU. Push 3. EU 7 is par. 8 is F. 9 is TE, 10 is RN, 11 is I, 12 is NE, and that's it. Push 3 up after 9. Push 3 up after 9. This machine requires additional power piped in from the boiler room. That presumably is true. Push 3 up after 9. Okay, fine. Boiler room. Let's see what the terminal has to say. In the laboratory, you are free to experiment by testing and combining different mechanics to create an original and unique house feature that will last until the end of the day. Ah. Interesting. Okay. Research logs. No experiments found. Research logs will be available the day after an experiment has been performed. Pause experiment. Log into network. Okay, so we can set our steps to 40. That's not a huge benefit for us. Spread dirt on the driveway. We don't have a shovel. Gain 3 gold for each red room in your house. I don't think we have any. And the other options on whenever you draft a hallway from another hallway or whenever you enter a shop are like quite... like, okay, we got 1 red room. So that could give us like... so we could get 3 gold from that, but maybe we want to do something different, right? Whenever you draft a shop room or when you draft a hallway. So we have no control over those. I think I'd rather draft a couple more red rooms than just get the money, to be honest. So we've got 2 paths available to us. Oh, we've got observatory, but no gems. And we also have no gems for this one, so it has to be closet. What a shame. Here's a gem though, and here's a die. While drafting, you can roll new floor plans. Okay. We're kind of down to one last path then. Right, because we've got no keys. We can get back up to passageway if we can find keys. Security's not going to help us. I think spare room and then an exit, a different exit can help. Storeroom gives us a key and a gem, so we can make our way back to passageway. Yeah. Storeroom it is. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the experiment room, right, and I'm going to claim 3 gold. Okay, I want to immediately gain 3 gold. Experiment successful. I didn't realise it failing was an option. Now we've only got 24 steps left, so we should be a little bit swift. And we're not going to the guest bedroom, we're going around this way. So yeah, we need to replenish ourselves a little. Okay, here's our 1 key. Items for sale in the commissary. Okay. I'm not sure what that means. If the pictures move depending on where you are, then we must start making note at some point about which pictures are in which square. Should we start doing that immediately? Because if the pictures move with each square, then this tag with a 10 on it is always in this room, but not always in the commissary. I mean, I suppose we could. There's no harm in starting to take notes of it, right? So if I just give me this grid here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a lovely picture of, you know, a 1x3 grid here, and then I can just paste it over these guys, right? That's like going to be the easiest way to just make a blueprint quickly. Let's at least try and line them up though, shall we? Okay. Okay, so that's all grouped together now. And actually, do you know what? The easiest thing to do, it's a bit of a dirty hack, to be honest, but the easiest thing to do is literally just to take a screenshot of your group, and then you can't possibly ungroup it because it's all just one screenshot. So, exactly where are we now? We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 6. Okay, and we've got a picture of both of those. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That fits. That just fits really nicely inside a square. And, you know, Miro is good enough to let you zoom like right into this. So we can start making note of what pictures we are seeing about the place. I don't see any downside in starting to do that, except for the amount of time it's going to take us. What do we have available? 6 will give us a shovel. Shame. 5 will give us a salt shaker. Ah, no. So what it offers is different every time. 3 for a gem. 10 for a key. What's a salt shaker going to give us? I guess a shovel. Looks like it could be useful for digging. Man, disappointing. I was hoping to be able to crowbar open some stuff. I got 19 steps left. Hey, nice. Ooh, coat check. Check one item and retrieve it on another day. Or whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 5. So we don't have another key. I'm going to check my shovel. I mean, it's also a new room that we've never been in before, right? So let's, we're going to take some pictures of the pictures. Just a quick reminder, sorry, which, oh, hang on. I went and clicked tab in the wrong application. Right, so we're in this corner now. And this one here. Check an item. Let's check the shovel. You can retrieve this item on any day you have a coat check in your house. You already have an item checked. Please retrieve it before checking another. Okay, fine. So we're going to check the shovel that we just bought. Because I don't think we really have enough steps left to make significant progress. Ah, observatory. Observatory is like acknowledging that this day is over, but we get the benefit of having another star for future runs. Alternatively, we could take courtyard, but I have a feeling that I feel like let's just take observatory, and because observatory is one of the very few things that genuinely benefits us across multiple runs. So is there ever a good reason to turn it down? We got the slice. +3. Now, what are we ultimately going to get? And, oh, actually, I want to check. Do you also get your previous... Do you get your previous rewards as well? Or is this just something that rotates round every 20 days? Do you know what I mean? Like, getting +1 key is great. Dead end rooms are more common. Well, that's lame. Like, green rooms are more likely to contain special flowers. I don't know. Let's go back to the entrance hall and see if those trunks have also been added. I don't think there's any point getting going back to the commissary. Yeah, so quite a swift day, which is sort of what I was expecting. Like as we get more familiar with the game, no, the trunks don't return back here. As we get more familiar with the game, the days, I suppose, become quicker. And to be honest, well, you know, we're over half an hour in the recording, so some of these episodes might end up being a little bit shorter. Genuinely, I do think it is the biggest weakness of this game is its saving structure. I really don't see any good reason. Oh yeah, and as soon as we can get some way of bashing through those boxes, yeah. I have a feeling that if we get a sledgehammer, what's outside the house must stay changed, right? So I guess what we're trying to find is we're trying to find the magnifying glass and the dark room at the same time, and that will get us access to the orchard. We must be trying to get into the commissary with enough money, whilst the whilst the sledgehammer's available to be able to get into the. What do we wish for? That must do something, right? I don't know. Okay, so is there anything else around here that's worth investigating? I think the answer to that is no. We got to the laboratory, but we didn't get the furnace. What's that going to do for us? That's unclear. This door over here is nothing. So yeah, I think we're done on this run, and we're going to be done for this episode. So pull up a chair by the fire. This has been episode 4 of Blueprints. If you're enjoying the series, do hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. I will see you next time, where hopefully we're going to draft some rooms that synergize together nicely. Maybe get our shovel back. Maybe let's draft a whole bunch of green rooms and then see if we can find that closet. Guaranteed shovel right there. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.